Young and the Restless, your beloved CBS soap opera, is stirring up excitement with fresh twists and turns for Sharon Newman and many more. This week, we dive into the heart of Genoa City's drama, shedding light on Victoria's underhanded games, Alina's reactions, and Nick's unsettling find. Let's break down the scenes, unravel the mysteries, and leave no spoiler unturned. This was out early because it already aired in Canada, so we've gotten a look at it. We are going to tell you what's in it. And then, we're going to break it down given the current spoilers that we know. And then we're going to show it to you, and it's going to be awesome. So the Young and the Restless promo this week, that was released this week for next week, has 3 big scenes, and right away, we're going to see Alina Dawson slamming the cheaters, and we are going to see Nick Newman finding some blood. Let's dig in. In the first scene, we have Alina Dawson walking in on Victoria and Nate Hastings at their office at Newman Enterprises, and Alina has some snark to deliver, and she's definitely entitled. She says, "Would you look at this? The two of you together, and you have your clothes on. Burn." The second Young and the Restless scene is Billy Abbott talking to Jack Abbott, and he tells him that Ashley might be planning a coup. The third scene is Nick holding a bottle of champagne and says, "Is this a smudge of paint?" And Sharon says it came like that. Nick says, "I hate to say it, but it kind of looks like blood." There's a good reason for that. Probably is. Alright, let's dig in and break this down. So Alina, Victoria, Nate. Nate basically already told Victoria Newman that he wants to keep seeing her, sleeping with her, or whatever. And she was sort of like, "Oh, I didn't really want to hurt Alina." She's basically said that to her mom. She's kind of said it to Nick. She didn't care. Alina was the last thing on her mind. She knew that Nate was trying hard to be faithful on Young and the Restless, and she did everything she could to make sure that he wasn't. And then, of course, he wasn't. He hopped right into bed with her as soon as she got him out of the state for business. And of course, someone found out and gave Alina Dawson all the information to go running over there to confront them. But she caught them at a cafe, and it was clear that they were involved and had been canoodling, and then he confessed. But at least she didn't, walk in on them in flagrant. And she's lucky she didn't because Audra has heard them outside the door. Nick Newman has heard them. They have been doing all kinds of stuff in that CEO office on Young and the Restless. So it wasn't really clear what Alina was doing there unless she just came to tweet their noses, which she did. Also, she quit her podcast and may go do it somewhere else. Hamilton Winters, she could go over there. She'd probably be on much better terms with her other ex, Devin, who's no fan of Nate. So we'll have to wait and see exactly why she's there. But she gets in some sick burns, and I have to say good for her. Because Victoria's been awful. And what's really frustrating about this situation with Victoria is how awful she is all the time. But she kind of keeps getting everything that she wants. She is definitely Victor Newman Jr. So the second scene, Billy Abbott telling Jack that Ashley might be planning a coup on Young and the Restless. Remember, Ashley tried to get Billy on her side. She was basically telling him that this stuff with Diane, these accusations against Diane, are going to have backlash on Jabot. And Jack is CEO, it's not a good look, 'cause he's standing by her, he's engaged to her, yada yada yada. But now, of course, Jack knows that Diane definitely didn't do this, and Phyllis is alive. So what I'm wondering is when Billy tells Jack that Ashley Abbott is planning a coup because of these charges against Diane, then Jack may cave. It seems like he's probably going to tell Billy because he knows Billy cared about Phyllis and was upset about her death. It seems like that's an opportune time for Jack to say, "Well, there's not going to be any charges against Diane on Young and the Restless. Phyllis cooked this all up, and she is alive and well, hiding from the consequences of her actions." Billy Abbott should be the person probably least surprised about Phyllis Summers doing this. Well, Billy has no room to talk about anyone doing anything, because he has done so many bad things over the years on Young and the Restless. I mean, Billy Boy Abbott is a hot mess. But also, he knows up close and personally exactly what a scheming, lying manipulator Phyllis Summers can be. And of course, she can be a lot of other things. She can be wonderful. She loves playing video games with him and Nick. She's a lot of things, but at her heart, Red's a schemer. So the big question is, what's going to happen with Ashley Abbott because she is giddy? She is giddy at the idea that Diane Jenkins is going to go to prison for killing Phyllis Summers. I don't even think Ashley actually cares whether Phyllis is dead or not, because she was not a fan of hers, you know. They united for a purpose, but it's not like they were out shopping and getting their nails done together. So it is going to be interesting to see the look on Ashley's face when all the charges against Diane are dropped on Young and the Restless. The ankle monitor comes off and Jack probably, I don't know, marries her at the Abbott mansion. That is going to just drive Ashley up a wall, and I am here for it. And you know Phyllis is going to be off somewhere stewing because she certainly won't be invited. But Diane and Jack will probably invite Ashley and Tucker McCall just to rub their noses in their happiness. The last scene is the most interesting scene to me with Nick and Sharon, because this kicks off a new plot in this conversation that Nick Newman and Sharon Newman are having on Young and the Restless. It's everything you need to know about who is coming back from the past that's going to stalk her and pull Nick away from Sally Spectra and closer to Sharon to protect her. It's all about that gosh darn champagne bottle. He wants to know if it's a smudge of paint because there's this red smudge on the label, and Sharon Newman says it came like that. Then, Nick says it looks like blood. I believe it is blood. Do you remember the name Cameron Kirsten, played by Lyndon Ashby on Young and the Restless? Who, by the way, is Susan Walters' real-life husband. Susan Walters, of course, plays Diane Jenkins. Cameron Kirsten was this monster that tormented Sharon, and she thought at one point she had killed him by cracking him in the head with a champagne bottle. I suspect that it might be that same champagne bottle, and he kept it as some kind of bizarre trophy, and maybe had it refilled so he could gift it to her, or he got another of the same vintage, and maybe put some of his blood on it. I don't know. But the very fact that she is holding a bottle that is identical to what she thought was the murder weapon. We did a whole video yesterday, I think. Check our Young and the Restless playlist, and there's a video about Sharon Newman's stalker revealed. We had 2 suggestions for who we thought it might be, but only one that we really thought it was. Cameron Kirsten is who we said that we thought it was, and we are correct. This champagne bottle, you're going to see it very soon. Susan Walters' husband, Lyndon Ashby, is on set, and he is reprising his role from the 2000s. So, Matt Clark was our other possible candidate on Young and the Restless, but he died. However, so did Diane Jenkins. So dead isn't, you know, always a permanent condition, but we entertained him just to explore a couple of different avenues. But we're still very, very sure that it is Cameron Kirsten. The very fact that the actor is married to Susan Walters, and now herself on contract, that it's, you know, a convenient way to bring on a blast from the past so that the husband and wife can work together. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.